Alright guys, I'm back with my review of this week's WWE Monday Night Raw for February 11th, 2013, the Elimination Chamber Go Home show. And there's something going on with DVRs. It didn't record the entire show for me, only 1 hour. So I went to watch it and I was like, what the hell is this? And then I read on the Wrestling Observer that there was some type of change to where you have to record all 3 hours individually. So it was a pain in the ass. I had to try to find the show. But yeah, if you DVR the show, make sure you set it for all 3 hours now, until they realize this is stupid and change it back. But Heyman's in the ring, and he says this is the last time you're ever going to see him. He talks about ECW helping Brock Lesnar and CM Punk, and says the grudge the McMahons have against him will end up hurting Punk. So in order to help Punk, he's going to quit. And Punk comes out and says Heyman will be in his corner at Elimination Chamber. They're a team. Heyman agrees, they hug, it was a touching moment. Great Khali versus Mark Henry. Henry wins with the World's Strongest Slam. Pretty bad match, but it was short. He hits the World's Strongest Slam on Hornswoggle, and the fans chant one more time. Backstage, Jericho asks Booker to put him in the chamber match, and Booker says he has to impress him. He can't just walk into the match. And Teddy says he has an idea. He whispers something to Booker T, and Booker just says, Teddy, that idea sucks. He tells Jericho that he's in if he can beat Daniel Bryan tonight. So Heyman asks Vicky Guerrero to add a stipulation to the Rock Punk match. Vince McMahon calls, he's on speakerphone, and Heyman tells him he wants the title to change hands if The Rock gets disqualified or gets counted out. And he will do anything. So Vince says he wants that in writing and agrees to the stip. Jericho versus Daniel Bryan. All these Dazzler signs were in the crowd for Daniel Bryan. And Bryan escapes the Lion Tamer, tries to get Jericho in the no lock, but Jericho escapes. Jericho wins with a code breaker. Did his knees even touch Daniel Bryan's head? I have no idea. I couldn't tell, but it didn't look like a really good code breaker or anything here, but it was still a really good match. Cena, Sheamus, and Ryback versus 3MB. I like how the Shield is more afraid of Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus than 3MB. 3MB fears nothing. So Cena hits the AA, Sheamus hits White Noise, Ryback hits Shell Shocked, babyfaces win. Cena says tonight the Shield meets the Sword. Alex Riley and Yoshitatsu are making fun of what happened to the Big Show on SmackDown. Big Show comes up and just knocks them both out. Big Show comes out to the ring. Striker's about to ask him something and he just knocks him out too. He doesn't say anything, he just leaves. I really like this. I thought Big Show was great here. Jack Swagger versus Zack Ryder. This was weird. So, Swagger comes out with Dutch Mantell for some reason. And I guess it's good because if they want to give Swagger a mouthpiece, they're giving him a manager, it at least shows they have plans for him. But Ryder taps to the Patriot Act. Afterwards, Dutch Mantell cuts a promo about getting rid of foreigners. It was strange. It was like a racist promo. He's talking about people crossing the borders, referring to Canadians, of course. And he looked like the Crocodile Hunter. I don't know. It was bizarre. I did not expect that. Backstage, Dolph tells Booker he wants back into the chamber match. Booker tells him he has to beat Kane. We get Miz versus Cody Rhodes. Cesaro's on commentary. Fans were chanting Gold Dust, which I liked. They fight in front of the announce tables, and Cesaro runs up, but Miz kicks him in the face. And Cesaro gets pissed off. He throws Miz into the ring post. The ref rings the bell. And then Cesaro proceeds to pick Miz up by his legs and just slam him back and forth into the barricade repeatedly. This was awesome. There was something about Cesaro here that just looked badass. Like, after Miz kicked him in the face and he threw him into the ring post, it's like he just hawked up and said, I'm about to kick your ass, and just started slamming him into the barricade. Really like that. Brodus and Tensai versus Primo and Epico. I guess this is a new tag team. A comedy team. Tensai beats Epico with a senton. They all dance. Rosa gets in Tensai's face. The Funkadactyls throw her out of the ring, hit her with a baseball slide. The Shield comes out and calls out Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus. They don't show up. They call Cena a failure, refuse to leave. This was pretty terrible in my opinion. I thought this promo lasted a really long time and just wasn't very good. The lights go out, and when they come back on, Cena, Sheamus, and Ryback are in the ring brawling with the Shield and chase them off. So, I would say the Shield's going to win somehow at the pay-per-view. Damian Sandow cuts a promo on Nashville. He faces Del Rio. He taps to the arm breaker. Very short match. Afterwards, Del Rio says the time for talking with Big Show is over, and he's going to WrestleMania. Bo Dallas attacks Wade Barrett backstage. We get Kofi Kingston versus Wade Barrett. Barrett puts the apron over Kofi's head and bull hammers him for the win. Despite being attacked backstage, Barrett still wins. Bad week for Kofi with losing on SmackDown, losing here. He's just jobbing out left and right. He'll probably win some, whatever that show is, main event on Ion match or something to try to make up for this. But Kane versus Dolph Ziggler with Big E and AJ. Dolph accidentally knocks AJ off the apron. Big E catches her. Dolph gets distracted, and Kane hits a chokeslam for the win. And then The Rock comes out, and he tells a story about how he used to live in Nashville to get some cheap pops. He bought a car from a crackhead, and CM Punk and Heyman come out, and he said something like they had a Twilight moment earlier. It was the homeless-looking vampire and the big hairy werewolf. That was a good line. Punk charges the ring. Rock hits a spine buster, goes for the people's elbow, but Heyman trips him, getting Heyman a ton of heat. And Punk hits the GTS, and he leaves with the title. So, pretty sure Rock's going to win at Elimination Chamber. I mean, I didn't need to see this to believe that. I already figured he would win, but seeing this kind of makes it a little bit clearer for me that Rock's going to go over at Elimination Chamber. But yeah, that was this week's Raw. I thought it was an okay show. Nothing really special here. But it did have some good stuff this week, and I'll have my predictions up for Elimination Chamber probably a little bit later tonight. But yeah, as far as a go-home show, I didn't think it was really anything special. Elimination Chamber seems predictable to me, with Rock beating Punk, The Shield beating Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus, and the Elimination Chamber match itself I actually do have some interest in. The winner gets a title shot. So I'm not really sure what direction they're going to go in. It does seem like with the whole Dutch Mantell hating foreigners gimmick that they would be setting up Jack Swagger versus Del Rio, but I don't know if they're going to do that at WrestleMania. So I don't really see him winning the chamber match, but it was interesting to see him out there cutting that promo. So anyways, that's my review of this week's Raw. Hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on this week's show in the comments, and thanks for watching.